simple core observation that users curate experts. Simple sum, simple, very simple, if anybody could have observed. Okay, that users curate. Okay, and from there all these sorts of services. Okay, so yeah, any questions on this? Then I will take a small detour and talk about one more thing. I think I have 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I will talk about another interesting thing.
Sir, initial process I understand where you actually take lists to identify experts, but when we have identified the experts, can't we use the keywords used by those experts which are pertaining to that topic to identify new set of experts? Because while identification of experts, we are never really using the tweet information, we are just using the list information.
So what you are telling is,
It kind of a feedback I'm talking about.
you are telling of a supervised approach, that you build a small sort of experts, see how they behave, and then try to classify people based on that behavior.
Because lists generally, when people maintain lists, is generally it is of organizations and of verified users kind of list, but that is not really a representative group. Means, as you pointed out, there are a lot of people using Twitter, but the lists are generally restricted to the verified accounts and organizations.
No, lists are not, no, that is not true, because you see we have this 1.2 million users who have been listed. So that is not true. But what you are telling, I understand. Your point is like this, that fine, again we have, let me put your question in this way, and then, so you have a lot of experts, I understand, but perhaps it is not all the experts. And so how to find all the experts? This is the problem which you are telling. Or can you guarantee that your list have actually identified all the experts? These are the two issues which you can put forward. Okay. So my small answer is, actually I have not presented this work. So the next work is something that from it we now have the experts. Okay. From the experts actually we can identify the interested. How we can identify the interested? Simply, see, if I do a list, then I say that I have done a list on politics. That means I have actually interested in politics. Fine. But most of the people are not forming lists, but they are following some experts. Just following, without forming any list. Now can we curate those users, identify those users, and say that this is the list. These are the important, these are the people who are interested. And now what we are trying to do, find the experts, find the interested, try to find a knowledge community, and then identify the missing experts. So there can be many techniques. I am just telling that one of the techniques which we are following is, first identify the implicit. So can you understand the power of this work? Means you are actually annotating the entire graph. At certain point, which is the most difficult task, annotating the graph. Somehow you are annotating the entire. Okay.
Sir, so this is basically unsupervised learning, right? We are doing that. So I have one more question.
So I will just talk, since you have talked about unsupervised learning, I would just tell you about the problem of supervised learning in graphs. Okay. So the problem is that see, how do you do supervised learning? Supervised learning, you have some test data, training data, and you have some test data. So you have 10% of training data and 90% on the test data. So but here what is happening, and what is the assumption in this supervised learning? that each individual test data are independent and each individual training data are independent, but there is a graph. So any sort of prediction on this graph would have to also take the graph into consideration.
Graph as in the followers and...
Yeah, means there is a followers graph inside. Okay. So that graph structure means, see there is one thing, you can see that's the features of the users and try to put some supervised algorithm, but just features of the user would not work. The graph has to be taken into consideration.
So we can take that also as one feature.
No, but this graph, how do you reconstruct the graph? Where each independent, features becomes correlated. So typically, see, we have link prediction algorithms. We have link prediction algorithms where typically 80% is the test data and 10 to 20%, 80% is the training data and 10 to 20% is the test data. Means you can just predict a bit. Means it completely reverses when the graph comes into consideration.
Okay. If we use the assumption that our tweets are independent, and if we suppose have that data in the format, then my question was, can we use, see here we have used hashtag as our keyword, hashtag as our words, and based on that we have done clustering all the things. So can we use TF-IDF to find important words in the tweet and using that as feature?
See, we can do some sort of topic modeling. We can do all sorts of things.
No, I just want to know, will it work TF-IDF here in this context?
See, my short answer of all this is that any sort of sophistication would work a bit more. The problem lies in that how good would it be for a practical system. So, I am sure, and there are many papers coming on citing our papers, okay, who does all this sort of sophistication, and these are very nice work. And it's welcome that people are actually looking into this space, and everybody of you can look in this space, but then ultimately for a practical system, how good it would be has to be good. Since I cannot really comment or take a strong stand. Okay? So let me go to the next point, and I am already going short of time. So I will just introduce the problem, and this is also a very interesting thing which some of you we notice for everyday life. So are you familiar with this link farming concept in search? How many of you are familiar with link farming in search? Okay, so how does search engine show result? Like in Google, they have some ranking algorithm. Okay? They have some ranking algorithm, and how some get higher rank and others get lower rank. Yeah, there is a click rate, etc., all those things are there. But there is an underlying algorithm called the page rank algorithm. Are you aware of this? That there is an underlying page rank algorithm?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the page rank algorithm doing? Page rank algorithm is simply seeing all those tweets, all those results, which has all those documents which has higher hyperlinks coming to it. Okay. Those are high rank. I am telling it in a very simplified way, but the point is simple, that if I have higher hyperlinks connecting to me, then I have high. That means what? Many people are referring to me. Means the concept is many people are referring to me, that means I have higher rank. Okay. So now what happens? There is a feature in search which is called link farming. So what is link farming? Now tell me, what is link farming?
Exploiting.
Yeah, I artificially try to get many links. I tell you, please link to my web page. Tell everybody, please link to my web page. Pay you something and try to get some links. And that way I get a higher. Okay, this is a standard feature in search and which is called link farming. Okay. So, and how do you understand what is link, which is a really farmed link and which is not a farmed link? Which is a farmed link and which is not a farmed link? How do you understand this?
A link which is present in context will be.
Yes. Yeah, a link which is presented in context. So you have a page on, say, football, and that is suddenly linking to a page on, say, astronomy. So these two pages are completely different pages, but suddenly they have a link. Okay, this is something which is negative and which is not topic wise. Okay, which doesn't have any connection, doesn't have any semantics, and suddenly there is some link, and that is a farming link. Okay, so and that means there are companies. Okay, if so like there was an interesting story that Penny. So yeah, Penny. So there was a American supermarket chain. Yes. So what is this, Ravindran? Penny? J.C. Penny. Oh, yeah, correct. J.C. Penny. So J.C. Penny had this interesting thing that J.C. Penny wanted. So they have their profile manager and they want their search results to come up. So what is happening? They paid somebody and they were beginning to farm links for them. Okay, and it so happened that for everything, every product sold on earth, the first result was coming as JCP. Okay. So once that was the ultimate case of link farming, that every product it was coming. And then Google has a very strong view. Google has a very strong view that if such things are got, then any result which JCPenney, all results of JCPenney would come in the third or fourth page. Okay. So that was the punishment Google gave to JCPenney. So link farming as such is considered as a crime in search. Okay. So and you know this story that if you have a Kohinoor where to hide in the second page of the search. So nobody will look into the second page. Right? Very good. So now the interesting analog is in social network. See, in social network now what is happening? The same link farming goes on in social networks. In normal social network, does the same link farming goes on? Tell me a politician who has done this link farming and got famous. Tell me a politician who has done this link farming. As soon as I remember one politician, as soon as I think of link farming, who is now not so. Yeah, Narendra Modi is. No, I'm telling not internet link farming, in real life link farming. Tell me a politician who has done real life link farming and got important. Now, certainly in the last 3-4 years, he has gone down, but he was very, very. Amar Singh, yeah. So as soon as you think link farming, you will think of Amar Singh. That he has nothing, but he is important because he has farmed link. Okay, fine. So this is one thing, very real life. We all do it in some way. We try to get connected with important people and try to somehow find links. That is our general human tendency. But this is what also happens in social life. Okay. So this is a work on how link farming works and what are the impacts of link farming. Okay. So I think I don't have time. So I would just show you some of the results. professors and yeah. So these are the top link funders. Okay. See the who had the highest page rankers. Okay. These are the top link funders. So number 1 is Barack Obama. Number 2 is Britney Spears. Number 3 is UPR politics. Number 4 is UK Prime Minister. And number 5 is Jet Blue Earrings. Okay. So these are people who has the opposite way, that who wants to look cool, that he is friendly with many people around, and they are actually mixing with people with whom really they don't have any connection. Okay. So this is something which is interesting, and then as you have knowledge, you know that Feynman once got badly hit, but in Las Vegas, because he knew all the tricks and he went to the casino and was winning everything. Okay, because he knew this blackjack formula and he was winning everything. So, and there was the entire scientist who went from this Oppenheimer project to play there, and the entire scientists were hit that day. So similarly, what we did an experiment, and we created a Twitter account and began to follow important people or strategic people. And within 3 days, we were actually in the top 9% of all users. Within 3 days, we are within the top 9%. So somehow, this Twitter has this inherent feature of having people the possibility of farming. And this paper was all about that, how to stop that farming. Okay, so I think.
Any questions?
Hyperlink to its rank improve. Here they don't go for backlink.
No, that is what, that there are strategic people whom you follow, they will follow you back.
Okay.
You have to find those strategic people who does that. And why do they do that? They want to show that they are very friendly, they are very important. So what you understand, see, there are actually, Obama is not following, not keeping his own account. Obama has given it to the third party to maintain the account. And the third party at the end of the day has to report to Obama that how many friends did I make. And this guy is not thinking of who they are making. He is trying to make random friends and have the maths correct and go back to Obama until I have done great.
So let's thanks to the speaker.